Alright, so I realized that I haven't actually posted anything in a really long time, and yes, yeah, I haven't. I have not posted anything for a pretty long time. So these are all of my now, even though it's like extremely late, these are all the things that I have found as of 2019. So none of the stuff I've actually in here I have found in 2020 because I haven't gone on any metal detecting trips yet. It's 2020 because it's honestly been too cold. And no, I actually did one time just this year, 2020, but I didn't find anything worth keeping. I did find like a key, like someone's house key, but I mean, I'm not putting that in here. The only time I ever put house keys in here, or wait, did I put another different house key in here? No, I didn't. Was this situation where I found this, which I mean, this was kind of neat though, because that's like, somebody dropped that thing 40 years ago. It seems like, yeah, somebody might have dropped that thing like 40 years ago, the fact that it's MTV. But, you know, I thought that was kind of neat. That's the only reason why I kept it in here. Otherwise, I would have just kind of thrown it in another container. Yeah, but you've seen that one already. I'm just going to be going over the stuff that you haven't seen because there's a lot of stuff in here. I think you've already seen the knife because I found that thing a pretty long time ago, and it goes to show that I haven't actually posted any videos about it yet if you haven't seen it. So, I mean, I found this thing on my birthday last year, and I got super excited because every single thing that I found, I went, is it a knife? Is it a knife? And I actually found those shears the same day. I thought they were a knife, believe it or not. Yeah, these are shears. That took me to surprise. I thought it was a trowel. They're shears, so I mean, it's pretty neat. You know, I should probably be putting the iron things around so that they don't, you know, stab the hot tub cover. This is a buckle, which this is my first buckle. It doesn't appear to be extremely old in design, but it might be from the 50s. It could be from 60s, 70s. I have no idea how to tell. In comparison to other buckle designs, it looks relatively modern. This thing was kind of neat to find, you know. It was my second knife. It was a pocket knife. I mean, it's in horrible, horrible shape. It's not like some people find pocket knives and they're like, oh, throw it in an electrolysis tank, you can actually reuse it, which that's really cool. And it's got like the pits and stuff. This would not work. I mean, you might by some miracle be able to take the knife out of the thing and unfold it, but I don't even know how you do that. That would be, you know, kind of neat if you could do that, but it's literally snapped. Like, both knives are snapped off, so that wouldn't happen. This is my first good, or no, it's a bullet. I don't know, I found better bullets. Apparently these things are called like pumpkin shots or something because they were just really big. I'm going to kind of speed through most of this stuff. I found this. I don't know if I put this on here. You know, some type of Hope cast bullet. Kind of neat. Thought it was pretty cool. I was hoping this was a Matchbox. It wasn't. It's a Hot Wheels. Missing both of the wheels from 1977, so I mean, it's not new, but I found older. Now, this thing, when I found this, I thought I found it in the same area that I found that, which is like some Victorian, like, part of a chest or furniture or something. That was kind of neat to find. I'm just gonna, since I already explained that, I'll put that over there. This was not that. My initial thought, once again, was that it's a ruler. If you can see on it, it's got wood on it. So, yeah, but it's got, if you can see, let me see if I can focus it. Dang it, can I not? You can kind of see it. It's very faint for your perspective for whatever reason. There's, yeah, you see them? They're digits, or whatever you call them. Notches for a ruler. Yeah, so it's a folding ruler, and then you would have the other part there. Look similar, you fold them out. Ruler. Thought that was kind of neat. This is a part of a pin, I think. Something like that. It looks like it would be part of a pin. I don't know what that is. This is actually, it's one of my more interesting finds that are like smaller and aren't my favorite. I have no idea what this is, and I've been trying to figure it out for a pretty long time. I didn't initially consider this one of my good finds, and I still don't. I just kind of put it in here because it's interesting. not necessarily good. It's just not crap compared to stuff that I've seen. So if you know what this is, please let me know, because I don't. It looks like that was like a pipe or something. Maybe like a heating thing. I don't know. The top, it feels like it's lead, and the other parts are like copper. Or some other, it's not, they're not both parts that are copper. This is a nail, and it's pretty old. Like, this is probably my favorite nail that I found. Like, it's a really old nail. And this is one thing that I really want to put through an electrolysis tank. So once I get to doing that, I'm going to post a video where I put all of my iron finds that are good in an electrolysis tank, and I'll show you all of them at the end. Once again, this is another good iron find. I have no idea what it is, but that part's like bronze, it's copper alloy, whatever it is. And this is like a pulley looking thing, so I thought it might have been part of like a pulley or something. I don't know. It's iron, it's rusty. I found it where there were like horses at one point in time. Random copper shard, you know, those things are all over. I just put it in here because it's copper. You know, finding copper stuff is sometimes kind of neat. Now, I have two of these things, I found them in a similar area, and I'm thinking, what the heck are these? I'm like, well, is that, when I first dug them up, I looked at it, it's like, is that iron? No, that's leather. And I found it where horses walked. Now, if you can guess what these are, I don't know what they're called, but I have a general idea what they are. They held the copper, whatever you call them, the leather, like, straps that the horses would have, or when you were, like, walking them or riding them, they would hold them together. So as you can see, there's two different pieces of leather. Something like that. I've seen them before. I don't know what they're called, and I don't actually know what they do, but I think they're for holding two pieces of leather together, because that seems like it would be their function. Like, I mean, I don't know. This thing, it's a button, my first button, so has some type of design on it. I never figured out what it was. Now, these two are both part of the exact same button, I think, because they both have, they were found really close to each other, and they both have like that gold thing on it. And apparently there was a back. This is the button front, and this is the button back, and they would go like this. Same size. I think they're part of the same button. 1930s. This is my favorite button by far that I found. Only because I've really found two that I could identify. These are definitely buttons. So yeah. This thing, I forget what it's called once again. Somebody told me what it was called, but I forget what it was called again. It's a clip for holding music on like an instrument. These, I have another one of these. I just put this in here though because I've never found one that looks like this. I kept one of them, I don't know why, because I found like 4 more after that. They're like battery cells or something. They're carbon. I've just never found one that looks like this. It reminds me of like a thing of bubble gum. If you've ever seen the ones that have the weird lines on them, like some people know what I'm talking about. This I found in a hole, and I thought it was quite interesting. I don't know, I just thought that was really pretty looking. Not metal, but still, it's a cool find. This, I don't know. It corroded in a weird way, and it looks like it's copper alloy, yet under there it looks like it's iron, so I don't know what it is. It's not magnetic. Some weird mechanical shard. Now, this immediately had reminded me of a plate. I saw this German YouTuber. He goes around metal detecting in Germany, obviously, and he finds these plates. They're silver colored, so I don't know what they're made out of. Probably like nickel or something. You know, nickel turns red. Never mind. But in the air, when he digs them up, they're silver colored, and they have like stamps on them, and they're for like vehicles, like World War II vehicles. This had initially reminded me of that, but this one feels like it's a copper, or it could be nickel, since it's like, could be. I think it's copper though. And then I thought it might be like a key plate, a lock plate. I don't know why I think that, like the back of like a lock or something. Because you know how sometimes they'd have the pins for resetting it. I mean, I don't know what that is. This thing was actually quite interesting. That was my best bottle, 1921. Bromo Seltzer, Emerson Drug Co. I found that in a bottle dump where they burned everything. Another thing I found in a bottle dump was this nail. I thought it was kind of cool because I initially thought it was brass. Nope, it's iron. But because it was in a fire, it doesn't rust. And I don't know why that happens, but it does apparently, because I found a lot of things like that. Whistle. This was one of my first good finds. I've shown this on the channel before. It's from like the 60s. Made in Japan. This, I don't know what it is. I might have asked about it on the channel. It's lead, or it could be pewter, actually. It appears to have some type of stamp, but I can't read what it says. Like, at all. I have no idea what that says right there. It looks like it might be a stamp, though. I don't know what this is part of. If it's, like, cutlery, or... I don't know if it's, like, a part of, like, clearly not a fork or spoon. But, I mean, I don't know if it's part of, like, something you would put on a plate. I don't know. It looks like it's got an S on it, though. Kind of see what I mean. The S can be slightly made out of all the scratches, or it could be like a buckle plate or something. I don't know what it is. This, I knew what it was immediately when I dug it up, and this was really cool to me. Now, it is a large head scent. It's got freaking crystals growing on it. And I've only seen that when I dug up iron. I dug up a bottle with a cap that looked like this. But this is copper. I've never seen that on like a copper alloy before. Green crystals growing on it. I mean, you can tell just from looking at that. Those are freaking crystals. Like, they're not even... I'm not going around going, oh, they're like emeralds or anything like that. Clearly they're not. But I mean, I've never seen that before, and I think that's really cool. This was my first and probably only Indian artifact that I've ever found. I found this when I was like 11. This is, I think I found it... Dang it, where did I find this? I don't remember. It wasn't in the site that I normally go metal detecting, though, but it looks like Indian pottery, like it does. And it's got... The cool thing about it, it's got fingerprints on it. So whoever made that, I don't know. If it's Indian pottery, that could be... I don't even know, freaking 500, 1,000 years old. And that could be the maker's fingerprints. I just find that really, really cool that whoever made that's dead, yet their fingerprints are on it. Only piece of jewelry I've ever found. I thought it was gold because it came out of the ground nice like that, and that's actually, if that was gold, this was one of the first things I've ever found. I mean, that's pretty lucky. Bullets all over the place. These are the weird bullet. This is the first thing that I've identified as a good bullet. It's a musket ball. Or no, mini ball. I don't know why I said musket ball. It's just crushed. Just so much. 3 little bullets. I found more of these. I just don't know where I put them. You know, I've never found another one that looked like this, though. One of these. I have not found any more that look like that. But most commonly I find these little pistol bullets right all over. They're just all over the place. This thing, it was turned into a fishing weight, whatever it was. But it was clearly used as a fishing weight. I found it where people would go fishing. But I don't know what it was originally. It doesn't look like it was just some random lead slag, which is kind of neat. I think this is a button of some sort. One of the weird ones that would like round out because it does have a button thing. Yeah, this is another button that I found. And... it's not my favorite button, but you know, it is a button. It's kind of neat. I think this is for clothes. I don't know what it is called, though. It reminds me of something that would be like part of a button, but I don't know what it is. So if you guys know what these are called, let me know. Because I've seen them thousands of times. That, I don't even know how I freaking found this. I was looking at one of... Wait, let me see if this works. I was looking at one of the, whatever you call it. Oh, that actually looks really cool. I was looking at one of the bottle dumps, and this was in there, and it's one of those perfume sample bottles, I'm pretty sure. I immediately picked it up and thought, oh, was this like a poison vial, or like an arsenic vial or something? No, it's no reason that it would have been there. This, it's a cap of something. I don't know what it is. It doesn't even have a design on it. I don't know what that's off of. This has a design. It looks like kind of similar, like it might be the same thing. It looks kind of like an 8 or like a... It reminds me of the top of like a soda can. I don't know what that is, though. Now, this thing I was really freaking excited to find. It has a stamp on it. And it is legible. Yet I have no idea. I've looked it up, and I can't find anything on it whatsoever. Like, every single time I look it up here, let me tell you what it says. It says Vinny9, like Vinnynie. And there's something else on the front, and I just don't know what that is. Yeah, it looks like it says Vinny 9. Can't really see it from the camera, which is kind of strange. But it's the handle off of like a spoon or a fork or something. Probably a spoon, and it's pewter. So, I mean, it's kind of old. Or more than kind of old. It's pretty old. Indian head cent. This was my first good coin. I found like wheat pennies prior to finding that, but I mean, I found like thousands of those. Well, the more like 7. Hose nozzle. The funny thing about this, I could tell story, like literally this has happened so many times, it's kind of funny. I found this on the day that I said I was in the car and said to my dad, hey, you know what would be really cool? You know how every time you go to the antique store, you see there's always somebody selling one of those old fire hoses, like the big fire hoses? That'd be cool to find. Literally the day of, I found not a fire hose, but a hose nozzle. I don't know, I thought that was kind of weird. Same thing happened with the knife, same thing happened with the keys, same thing happened with a lot of the stuff that I found. And the Indian head cent, I was actually just prior to that saying it would be cool to find, not Indian head cent, large head cent. I said it would be kind of cool to find one of those. Here's a shotgun shot, I think. Looks like that's what it is. Here's a random, I don't know, it's kind of intricate looking. I don't know what it would have been off of. I said it could have been off of like a piece of furniture or like something like that. Bottom of a pocket knife. I don't know, something weird like that. Now, when I picked this up, I said as a joke, it's Celtic ring money. Because, you know, every single freaking person on the internet, whenever they find something that's a ring and it's bronze, they say it's Celtic ring money. I have seen, literally, believe it or not, I have seen people on YouTube, they seem more like they're that really stupid type, that like, I don't know, they're really stupid type of people who are literally metal detecting in like freaking America or like Canada or something. Dig something up and go, Celtic ring money. If you find a ring, it is not Celtic ring money. Unless you are in an area that they inhabited, then possibly it is Celtic ring money. I don't know, that was just kind of a joke that one of my friends asked. So there we made the Celtic ring money. This is just some random bit of copper. I don't know what it is. I found it under a bridge, though, that was dated like 1800s. So, you know, kind of whack. Other than that, yeah, I don't actually have anything else in here. The junk that I just went through, not including the, you know, the 4 iron things that would scratch up the liner. So I just kind of put them on the ground. These are, the top things on the top are copper and glass and stuff, so I don't really have any real worry about them. Yeah, these, I'm going to make a separate video where I make a electrolysis tank, and I'm going to put these in an electrolysis tank. This might turn out pretty nice. Actually, it might turn out nice enough that you can reuse it. Probably not. That thing is going to turn out nice along with the nail. I'm most excited for putting that in an electrolysis tank, because if it looks nice, it actually might be worth something, depending on who you'd sell it to. I'm not going to sell it. I'd probably just put it back in the box. But I mean, you know, it's pretty neat. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video. I just like to wrap it up because my storage is really getting on my nerves. So I'm really planning on moving my videos towards, like, you know, building things, trying to work, like, tinkering with stuff. Even though I do have this primarily as a metal detecting channel, so I'm probably going to keep it Metal Detecting PA, just the name, but, you know, it'll be a metal detecting channel additional to me building crap. And then at some point in time, if it actually kicks up, let me know which ones you like more. Basically, me and my friend are going to be working on making something together. We're making a helmet from Fallout. I could put his YouTube name down in the description if you guys want to go check him out. Which please do, yeah. Check out his channel, and you know, if you have any suggestions for stuff to build, let me know. And if you think that it's a good idea building this stuff, subscribe to the channel. You know, like the video. Depending on the amount of attention I get from this video will really vary on whether or not it would be a good idea to kind of move my videos from what I'm doing now, whatever it is, to building stuff. To make it, I don't really know what you'd call that, YouTube engineering. I mean, because that's something that I'm interested in. That's something that I might actually want to pick as a career. That's something that's, you know, I think a lot of people are interested in. Like, so I think getting a head start on things might be kind of interesting, just to see exactly where it goes. And if people like the content, then I don't know. So yeah, please like, subscribe. Got any suggestions? Let me know. Thanks. Alright, so you might be wondering what my intro image was, and basically it was my crucible that set on fire. There's really a lesson to be learned in this situation. If you have a foundry, don't cut the airflow, because if you do, it's going to burst into flames and melt the crucible on the inside. It literally vaporized the crucible that was inside of the thing, inside of the foundry, and it fused to the bottom. So I need to rebuild my crucible now, or foundry. Well, both of them technically.